Good morning YouTube, and a big hello to our 2 subscribers. I didn't think anyone was actually going to watch this pish. Now, during a restoration, I prefer to repair or restore original parts wherever possible. And that's for the simple reason that if you go to London, you can pay good money to visit the Tower of London and see the original executioner's axe. Now, it's had a few new handles and a couple of new heads, but it is still the original axe. So for that reason, I prefer to keep original parts wherever possible. But for this wiper switch, I'm going to make an exception to that, because after 100,000 miles, all of the white decals have become worn off by the previous owner's fingers. So instead, we're just going to swap it out for a new one. These are only about £15, about $25 brand new, and let's face it, it's not particularly special. It's just common to just about any Astra or Carlton from the period that this car was built. So we're just going to fit a new one instead. Now, to get at the wiper switch, first of all we need to remove the steering column shroud, the lower half of the steering column shroud, and that is just held in by 7 Phillips headed self-tapping screws. And once you have the lower shroud off, then just take the tilt adjust for the steering wheel and put the steering wheel down to its lowest possible position. And then to remove the switch, this is the new one, but just to show you with this off the car, to remove the switch you just press those 2 ears in and slide the switch backward. And then with the switch hanging loose by the wiring, just release those ears to separate this connector block from the body of the switch. And then it's just a case of get it back underneath the upper shroud, and then with a bit of wiggly wiggly, pushy pushy, and slide it back into place. Well, that was just ridiculously easy, and of course if you need to do the indicator headlight flasher switch as well, that's exactly the same principle. It just slides out and clips back in place. The only difference is that it's on the left hand side rather than the right hand side. And that job was just so quick and easy, I just feel I'm left needing to do some more. So what we're going to do is recolour this column shroud, because if you can just about see, I don't know how you can see in the light, but this is definitely 2 shades of grey paler than the rest of the dashboard. So I'm going to colour it so it matches the rest of the plastic interior in the car. Now if you look at this, it's actually spray painted. It's moulded originally a sort of black colour, but it's been spray painted this grey. And just with time that grey paint has faded in the sunlight coming through the dashboard, and it's definitely a bit paler than the rest of the dashboard now. Now I tried to find a suitable colour match amongst the sort of rattle cans in Halfords, and there's a couple of Rover Greys that are pretty close. Hurricane Grey and Tempest Grey, both made by Rover, are close colour matches to the dashboard, but they're not quite perfect. They're a little bit paler than the dashboard, and of course being spray paint they haven't really got the same sort of sheen as the plastic either. So I'm going to colour this in a slightly different way. Right, and what we've got here is a cup of Assam tea, some of that bumper blackening stuff that you can get from any motor factors, and some shoe polish. Now these things, these sort of back to black type stuff, so I've tried various of these products over the years and some of them work better than others. The thing about them I find is that they're good at putting a bit of darkness, a bit of blackness into faded plastic trims. The problem is they're all sort of water-based these days, and they don't seem to have the sort of UV resistance that they used to have. So what happens is they tend to fade quite quickly in the light, and you end up back where you started. So we're going to put a few coats of that on to get some blackness into this, just to darken this up a little bit. Just thin coats, just to make it darker, not to make it completely pitch black. But then we're going to finish it off with the boot polish, because I've tried everything over the years, and I think that is the best thing for restoring dark grey or black trims back to their sort of former glory. Just the waxing it gives it a nice weatherproof coat that seems to protect it from the ultraviolet light. So, a bit of the bumper black stuff, and we're just going to wipe this on. It's going to take a few coats, so we're just going to wipe it on in nice thin even coats all the way over, and I'm guessing this is going to take, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 coats with about 4 or 5 minutes drying time in between each of them. You can see straight away, look, you know, that is looking, doesn't look black, but it looks dark grey compared to the pale grey that we had before. So a few coats of that, and I'll see you in a few minutes. Didn't take as many coats as I thought. That's 2 coats of the bumper black, and I've got the gear shift gaiter here just to make sure I get a decent colour match there, and they are looking pretty much exactly the same colour now after just 2 coats of the bumper black. So, next thing, another slurp of tea. And final part of the job, the shoe polish. So just a very thin coat of shoe polish. All over. And the other good thing about the shoe polish, as well as giving it some nice weather resistance, some nice light resistance, is of course you can buff the shoe polish so you can get that sheen back in so it'll match the rest of the dashboard, that sort of slight shininess to the dashboard. So just leave me to apply that and we'll see how it looks.